Yo, what is going on? So today is going to be another exciting one. I'm in this position again, so that means, well, sounds really rude, but that means I am doing another product review.
What's up? It's the Kid Cobra.
So I had a box come through this morning and I take it, it's product. I've just opened it up and I'm so excited. I haven't looked inside yet, but I've got foam S's. Foam S's. Do you know, I love these things. Right. Yes. Yes. Auto Perfekt. Okay, so let me get everything out and I will go through everything with you. But I was hit up by a guy over at Auto Perfekt cleaning company the other day, and this is going to give me a sick product review video today where I can test Auto Perfekt and I'm going to test it against some of the stuff that we've got already. First of all, we've got a silk quick detailer, which is absolutely key. We have also got a air purifier elegance. Oh, sounds posh. Vertex AIO or AIO polish. Oh, they've even given me a microfiber looking cloth thing as well. Boom. No, there's nothing else in it. So, let's start off the review like we did last time. I'll quickly run you through the bottles and the packaging and we'll go from there. So, Auto Perfekt. I saw these guys at Ultimate Dubs this year. No, Ultimate Stance last year. At the very end of the year, and they were giving out, I think it was just small quick detailer bottles for free. So first of all, sick marketing, I love what you're doing. But yeah, to run you through the bottle, they're pretty simple. Let me give it a little tap on here. I do like their design. They kind of go for this like slick, I don't know, it's quite professional looking bottle. And as well, I like the look of these heads because in comparison to last week's review, these just seem to have a little bit more of a finger grip. They're a little bit longer, so that's absolutely brilliant. And then there's a small directions to use and description on the back as well. Yeah, perfect. Really like these. These look really good. And in comparison to the other bottles, these are like complete opposite end of the scale. So obviously last week I reviewed, or the week before I reviewed the Devil's in the Detail. This week Auto Perfekt, and I'm going to tell you something in a second and it's going to make so much sense and it's going to be sick for you guys. So first of all, I've got the quick detailer. When they did hit me up, they did say, is there anything that kind of you request? And I said, if anything, quick detailer has got to be the one. Quick detailer is absolutely life. So yeah, I wanted to make sure that I had that like free and available at my disposal, at my use, 24/7. Quick detailer is like my lifesaver. So that is the first box. Simply spray directly into footwells to maintain a refreshing smell in your vehicle. That, I love that. I love that. I like that a lot. Yeah, this is great. And the reason being is a couple of months ago, I needed you. I needed these guys a couple of months ago because me and my dad, we stepped into something which wasn't very nice and got straight into my car and didn't realise until we got like 10 minutes down the road and the smell was unbearable. But yeah, and that took ages to get out of the car. But trust me, I shampooed the shit out of the carpet. I like that because two completely different products. The way that they're labelling their products is obviously via colour. That was exactly the same with the Devil's in the Detail as well. So that's really cool. The next one up, which is exactly the same as the quick detailer, same colour, is the polish. So I'm guessing, don't get me wrong, I haven't looked at their range yet, but I'm guessing maybe they do the cleaning products in blue, the fragrance ones in yellow. That might be a thing. I'll go on their website in a second and have a look, but this is cool. Now, to review the actual kind of bottle itself, I'm going to get one of the Devil's in the Detail and compare these. I've got the two products in front of me, literally complete opposite ends of the scale. The Devil's in the Detail goes with more like a, I don't know, it's a more playful design. It gives you something like, I don't know, this looks a little bit more exciting than this, but this looks more professional. Now, the two target audiences for both of these obviously might be completely different. So if they're kind of hitting their target audience, then that's absolutely fine. I can imagine Auto Perfekt products going kind of more towards a higher end detailing company, vehicle company, I'm not sure, but this might look a little bit more professional on the dealer's floor of Ferrari rather than this. However, if you're like me, I do like something which is a little bit playful. So in regards to actual design, I think the Devil's in the Detail slightly got it for me just because it looks a bit more playful. I do like black. The black bottle looks really like sleek, and they've got like a glossy finish, whereas this is like a matte white finish on here. And it does look good, but obviously two completely different audiences, two completely different target markets potentially. But yes, either way, I don't know, to score 10 out of 10, I'd give them both a strong, solid, I don't know, 7 or 8. 7 or 8, I'm gonna go with that. Okay, so moving on to the heads of these products, as you can see, there is a clear difference in the size of the actual, I'm gonna say squirter, that sounds disgusting. On the actual size of like the nozzle head itself, and like the ergonomics and how you grip this. The one issue I found with the Devil's in the Detail when I was actually doing this last time is I found that I was spraying with one finger and trying to spray with two, and I was ending up getting it right here on my finger and stuff. So I ended up holding the bottle and spraying like this, and every time I tried to grip it, it was slipping out of my hand, and it just wasn't going very well. So that was the one issue that I did have with the bottle from last week. This, however, this is a lot more of kind of a slippery bottle, which isn't ideal if it's going to be getting wet as well. However, this part of the bottle is extremely longer than this one. The nozzle head itself, it doesn't poke out. It's actually obviously going to kind of come out right there, if you can see it. But the difference is I can actually grip this with two fingers, and once this does, oh, I'm really scared to push this. Oh no, the lock's on. Once this does come out, it's going to completely miss my fingers, and I've still got enough room for both of these to go on. So yeah, that was my previous issue with the original, the Devil's in the Detail review that I did before. But let me move on to why I'm targeting these two bottles specifically. Quick Detailer is something that a car guy absolutely loves. For years and years, I was scraping and going to Halfords and getting myself Demon Shine, which is effectively kind of coloured water. I was hit up by Auto Perfekt, and they said, what product would you like? And then as well, after my original review on the Devil's in the Detail product, I was also basically asked if there's anything that you potentially feel that you can give a review on, which is really going to kind of hit the masses, what product would it be that you would choose? And I said Quick Detailer would 100% be the thing that I would pick. So the reason I've got both of these bottles out is these guys are going to be going head to head. Now, I know that it is a little bit out of order and unfair on Auto Perfekt. They haven't had a true review from me yet, and they haven't had a review on their product alone. However, if they stand by their products as much as they seem to when they were messaging me, and if the Devil's in the Detail do as well, then these two are going to be perfect to basically kind of go and clash with. What is going on? So I'm going to head outside. I'm going to use both the products, and I think I'm going to clean the bonnet of the car. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to split the bonnet down the middle. I'm going to be as fair as I possibly can. I'm going to do Auto Perfekt on one side, the Devil's in the Detail on the other, and basically kind of give you a full review on what does the best job, and as well I'm going to have a look at basically what's better to apply and what's easier to apply to. I'm going to go scientific in your ass and use the Auto Perfekt microfiber that they sent through. And I'm going to use one of my microfibers for the Devil's in the Detail so we don't get the products mixed up. Yeah, this is going to be like a full, legit review of the both. I've gone and got myself a brand new microfiber, so not contaminated by any previous cleans or any previous products. So that should be a real tester as to which one is the best.
friends bad too. You got the swag, so she you a bad girl and your friends bad too. You got the swag, so she drip the
I may be young, but I'm ready to give you up.
Okay, so first one applied was the Devils in the Detail. Seems pretty good, but I guess obviously applying the second one, Auto Perfekt, that will be the decider as to I don't know which one stands out, or if one stands out at all.
Hey, just don't tell nobody tomorrow. So tonight, I'll do it every way. Wake up knocking till the morning light. 'Cause we like to party.
Applied the second side, which was the Auto Perfekt side. I'm not going to say anything yet. So far, there's a clear winner for me out of the two. Well, no, there's a winner. There's one that stands out over the other one, and I'll justify why in a second. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have another go at this on another body panel, and I'm also going to have a go at the other Devils in the Detail product on that panel, or on another panel as well, and see which one performs best.
Be close, don't let me go. So in love, I don't care what they say. I don't care if they talking tomorrow. 'Cause tonight, that I give you everything. Music knocking till the morning light. 'Cause we like to party.
Set the scene, 3,000 degrees. I ain't worried about them Mexicans over there, but they worry about me. I got a homeboy named Butter and another homeboy there named Cheese. Both women, baby, I make it milk till it drip down your knees. Spit that shit for real low, brain real low. Kiddo say he looks up to me. This just makes me feel old. Never thought that we could become someone else's hero. Man, we were just in the food court eating our heroes yesterday. That's the way. Every single morning I try to pray. Grandmama and them, they never forgot. Nothing else really mean nothing to me. I ain't studying the beat. Talking to me, girl, why you up with me? Move on, ain't nothing to see. Always something to say.
Okay, so I have come to a sort of verdict on both the products, but before I go through that, what I want to do is I want to talk about price, because price, I'm yet to find out how much these two cost, and that could add into which one I decide on which I would buy, because if I'm honest with you, it was really, really close. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to head over to the Auto Perfekt Instagram account, hit up the website through that way, give the Quick Detailer a search and see what we come up with. So now I think I found the relevance in colour. Blue colour is their protection line. Anything which is basically kind of going to protect or final protect the car, that is what the blue colour is. Anything that's red, I believe, is kind of wash sort of line, so shampoos and stuff like that. That seemed to be the difference in colour. So the Silk Quick Detailer, brought to you by Auto Perfekt, is £13. That is for a 500ml bottle. This one's a 500ml bottle from the Devils in the Detail as well. So what I'm going to quickly do is hit up their website, have a look at their product and see the comparison in price. The Devils in the Detail Quick Detailer is retailed at $10.99 on their website. Okay, so don't get me wrong, there is a little bit of a difference in price there, not too much, but I'm going to run through the perks of the two products. It really hasn't added to what one I think is better and what one I think is worse, but let me run you through the both. So what I did was I applied both of them to two halves of the bonnet to see if they would compare, like literally match, and there'd be a clear comparison on the two. The first one I applied was the Devils in the Detail. The normal kind of stuff which I said in the last video, I'm going to link it up here right now. If you did watch that, there is a little bit of an issue with their spray heads. I've had no other issues since I was sent through new ones. If you do want to find out what happened, head over to our last video. But this, for example, applied really well. It went down the car, great. And the one thing that I would say, in comparison to the other one, is this one stays wet for longer. The one thing that I found was, when applying this one, I had time to spray all over the bonnet, put the bottle down, get my microfiber, obviously kind of prepare myself, then start basically buffing out what I had applied to the paint. Now, this went down really good first time. The one thing I would say is this does get off kind of real deep dirt on the paint first time round. What I usually like to do with quick detailer is kind of go through 2 stages, or potentially more, but 2 stages usually does it, and that's usually enough. Obviously, the kind of key part is in the title, quick detailer. It's for a quick kind of prep and potentially kind of wash, I get. Well, not prep. It's just for a kind of a quick finish on making the paint kind of restored to a, I don't know, just like it would be potentially after a wash. No, you're not going to town on it, but it just kind of quickly, kind of finally details the last points. Anything that you might have missed in the wash or anything like that, that's basically what the quick detailer would do. So I apply kind of the first spray, kind of buff it all out, and what I expect from the first is it to kind of clear off any kind of surface dust and grime, and then for the second layer that I've mostly sprayed down, I would expect it to take off kind of the real deep dirt. Maybe if you've got anything on the car which is really kind of stuck onto the body, the second one is when I'd expect it to really come off. This handled it first time round. I'm not sure if you'll see, but in the video where I actually start kind of, or in the clip where I actually start cleaning the car, there is a little bit where I kind of have to get my nail, or my nails kind of scrubbing at the little bits where there are some kind of real deep grot on the body. But this seems to take it off with ease. Now, the way that it differed from this one, when I actually laid this down first time round, it didn't take off as much dirt. And what I mean by that is, yeah, it took off all the surface dirt, but I had to apply a second coat for it to then kind of really get into the stuff which was really stuck on the body. So from an application point of view first time round, this one cleans quicker in a sense, but I'll explain in a second what I mean by that. This one kind of takes off the grime a lot quicker. The one thing that I found about the Perfekt product, however, is when you spray this onto the paint, and when you actually spray this onto the body, it dries a lot quicker. So I did exactly the same process in which I did with this one, sprayed the first layer down, basically applied it to the paint, applied it to the bodywork, and by the time I had their microfiber out and ready to buff this off, it was kind of already drying, so I had to speed it up and I had to kind of go with squirting this down again. So don't get me wrong, it's not really an issue. Potentially wash with one hand and apply with the other, I guess. But obviously this one, from the first step, seemed like it was going to be a winner for me. However, stuff then started to turn, and I started to realise that there are perks and downfalls to both. Okay, so the second point I want to make is something that I mentioned at the beginning, and that was the spray heads. Now, the spray head on the quick detailer on the Devils in the Detail bottle, I didn't like very much. The bottle's got a glossy finish, so it does slip out of your hands. It is a bit more grippy than the matte finish on this one, but it seemed to be slipping. Trying to get your finger actually onto the nozzle itself was really hard to apply. You find yourself holding it with 2 hands. It's not the best, but I have been in contact with the Devils in the Detail, and they are aware of this, and I believe that they are looking for somebody to basically supply them better heads, which is perfect. But that was my initial reaction with that. Now, when I saw this bottle, my initial reaction was, yes, as you can see, the handle is visibly longer. I can get 2 fingers on, I can grip it better, actually apply it to the bodywork. The one thing I'd say about both of these spray heads is they're more aesthetically pleasing than they are ergonomically friendly. And by that, what I mean is, this one looks so much better, but it was so much worse. When you spray this down, you end up with it all over your fingers. You end up realising that you can only spray with 1 finger, but because this is luckily enough longer, you can hold onto the bottle while spraying, which is fine, but it does seem to like drip down here. It's still wet at the moment, and then you end up getting it more on the kind of finger that's you're using to spray, and it does leak a bit, but you end up kind of getting a lot on your hands. Now, from a smell point of view, I could smell, I've got a cold at the minute, but I could smell this one when I was applying it. It's not really got a, I wouldn't say it's got a, I wouldn't really say it's got a recognisable scent, but I would say it does smell like cleaning products, which makes perfect sense, but it smells nice. This one I didn't really smell at all. And my sense of smell is the worst thing ever, but for me to be able to smell this through a cold and having a shit sense of smell says a lot. So heads wise, not that great for either bottle, if I'm completely honest with you. Yeah, they look great and they look amazing. The one thing I would say is what I noticed about Auto Perfekt is on their website, their spray heads look different. They've obviously changed that up slightly, but these aren't great. Like I just want a normal spray head and a normal bottle. You know, like what you get on like household cleaning products where you can twist the end to turn it on and off? Yeah, alright, they don't look as good, but they do the job perfectly fine. Like these things, like they look amazing, but they just don't really work that well. In regards to actually spraying on the paint, the Devils in the Detail product kind of gives a wider spray, whereas the Auto Perfekt product gives a more kind of accurate spray, and it's quite circular as well. Don't get me wrong, you would think, well, more spray would technically be better, but I could target the areas that I wanted more with this once I got the hang of it, and kind of once I nailed it and got it down. Now, I might seem like I'm ranting, but these were the things that I found with both of these products. When it actually came to the final application and what I thought of the two, that is when my mind was slightly made up. Let me give you an example. The thing that you will see from the previous clip, or I might drop it here right now, is what I done was I actually turned the car around. Now, most of you might be thinking, why did I move the car and what was going on? It was because when I applied these two, one gave quite an evidently better, glossier finish than the other. And out of the two, I wasn't sure if it was the sun and the angle of the light that was coming down, and so I wanted to be sure. I flipped the car around and it was still exactly the same. Auto Perfekt gave a glossier finish to the Devils in the Detail, and if I'm honest with you, the Devils in the Detail, I found myself having to buff this out more. Now what I mean by that is another clip which I might drop in right now if you can see it, is once I applied the Devils in the Detail, I buffed it all out and I left it, and I thought I'd got it to kind of that finish standard which I would have liked to just kind of stop there. However, it wasn't until it started drying that I realised that there were quite a few smear marks left over, so I had to go over it a second time and buff it out again. And don't get me wrong, it came off second time round, but it kind of eliminates the idea of it being a quick detailer, if I'm completely honest with you. Quick isn't really covered when you've got to go over it twice. Now don't get me wrong, that's why I then moved from the bonnet to doing the wings as well, because I wanted to go over it again, and exactly the same thing happened. It's not a bad thing, don't get me wrong, it depends on what you're looking for the quick detailer for. If you are looking to apply it really fast and really quickly, Auto Perfekt really does win. In regards to overall finish as well, you have to go over this twice, but Auto Perfekt came out with such a better and glossier finish, and it really did kind of smash the Devils in the Detail to a certain extent when it came to the shine that it left. But I will say, and it does say this actually on the bottle, an advanced detailing spray using the most effective nanomaterials to provide a deep, long-lasting gloss on your vehicle's exterior, with a fantastic hydrophobic effect. And if I'm completely honest with you, that's exactly what it did. Now, you might turn around and be like, okay, so that was the decider. In regards to which one I feel gives you a better finish product, I will go for Auto Perfekt. However, looking at the prices, that's where it got me. This one goes for $10.99 and this one goes for £13. Now, I guess you do get what you pay for with Auto Perfekt, but it did technically a better job. The one thing that I would say is with the Devils in the Detail quick detailer, you might find yourself doing about 2 or 3 coats of this, which I didn't really do, because obviously I wanted this to be a quick detailer review, and you might get a finish which matches Auto Perfekt. However, effectively what you're actually doing is using more product, which once again, you're mostly going to end up spending more on these than this, because this took really kind of 1.5 coats to get a real gloss finish, and this might take, well, I'd say I did 1.5, 2 coats, and this one just come out on top. But this is a Broke Boys review. You can look at it from a money and pricing point of view, and I would say, obviously on price, this does win hands down. If Auto Perfekt could drop their prices, then they would be looking at a more better and well-rounded product. And if I'm completely honest with you, if they did drop their price, there wouldn't really be a comparison in the two. Now, obviously, this is a review. I've been talking to both of the companies, and they both seem really nice. I've had more contact with the devils in the detail. I've been talking to them longer, and they've sent me through more product. But it just shows you that I am willing to give you a fair and honest review on the both. If you are looking for a cheaper product, then Devils in the Detail is the one that you should go for. Their quick detail is still good. It still gives you a good finish. But if you're looking for something which potentially might give you that kind of little bit of a more detailed finish, I guess, and obviously give it a bit of a more glossy finish, then Auto Perfekt is the company you should go for. However, the one thing that I will say is this does not knock the Devils in the Detail whatsoever, because they own pretty much the best wheel cleaner I have ever come across in my life. It's right here. This thing absolutely bosses life. I don't know if Auto Perfekt, I do believe they offer a wheel cleaner. I think I saw it on their website, but honestly, I really do not know how this or Auto Perfekt could produce a wheel cleaner which will compete with this. Like, this is the absolute shit. So thank you very much for watching. I hope that answers your questions. If you want to know which one I would buy, personally, I'm all about the money. I'm all about saving the money, but I would spend the £2 extra on this. The one thing that I will say Auto Perfekt is change these nozzle heads, because they just leak on your hands. It's not a bad thing, but it's annoying as hell. When it comes down to branding of both of the products, I would most probably say, in my eyes, the Devils in the Detail wins, because I do really like the black bottle. Like I said, this is more professional finish. I mean, if you turn up to a Ferrari garage and they were quick detailing the cars in the dealership, you're mostly going to see something like this sitting on the floor rather than something like this. However, the one thing that I will say, like I said earlier on, is it all does depend on the market that these two people are targeting. So I'm not knocking their branding whatsoever. However, from a personal opinion, I really do like the black glossy bottle, and I really do like kind of that more urban-y sort of scary vibe that the Devils in the Detail give. Whereas with Auto Perfekt, obviously it is quite professional, or they look like they've gone for more of a respectable design. In regards to this would potentially fit in more places. This looks more targeted for the modified market, and this looks more targeted for some other areas of the market, of which, I don't know, might be supercars, stuff like that. I don't know, but I'm just making this up on the spot. But that's kind of what I get off of the two bottles. I'm going to be hopefully hearing back from both of these and doing more on this very soon. Thank you very much for watching. There'll be more reviews coming soon. There's a really cool product coming in as well, so thank you very much. Hit me up, subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit us up on Instagram, Facebook. Safe, peace, bye.
Your touch is driving me crazy. I can't explain.